Hello! Today I'm trying something different. I'm going to do a voiceover and it's going to be a simple cake tutorial. And first off, we're starting with the icing because it's always the thing that takes a little time and it goes easier if you just let it sit. So I just mixed Fimo clay with some Fimo liquids, let it sit for about 24 hours and then started mixing quite vigorously and just adding a bit more liquid clay when it was too stiff and just mixing until the result is smooth enough. And once I'm happy, I just put it aside with my other icings. I seriously have probably something like 20 different colors and they're all in those tiny plastic boxes. You just make sure that it's the P5 box, otherwise the clay will eat it. For the cake itself, I took 4 different layers of 4 different shades of pink, a very light pink, a darker pink, a red, and a dark raspberry kind of red. And just punch out 4 cycles of about not quite 2 centimeters. I would have to check. If you really want to know, I will check and tell you in the comments. Ask me. Between the different layers I put a very thin white layer, like in the real cakes. The biscuit layer usually has some kind of cream between them, and yeah, that's what I'm doing here. So easy peasy. And then you just stack 1 biscuit, 1 white, 1 biscuit, 1 white, and you have an ombré-like layered cake. Very pretty. And then you just smooth around the edges before adding the fondant. Now with white clay you always want to be extra careful because white clay tends to get dirty very fast. So be sure to have squeaky clean hands and a squeaky clean desk so you don't have any dust on your clay because it just looks nasty and it's hell to clean after. So yeah, so you just, as you see, you put it down, then you trim using a blade. Be very careful, a blade is nothing to play around with. You can cut yourself, and when you cut yourself there's blood everywhere, and that's not what we want. No, we don't want a bloody cake. We want a white one. So be very careful with the blade. Smooth out any edges. Don't do that. Always cut going away from your fingers. I'm such a bad teacher. And smooth a little bit more until you're happy. Then you are going to cut out slices so you can see the inside of the cake. So I usually cut out 1/4 of the cake out, and that 1/4 that I'm taking out now, I'm cutting in 2, which makes for 2 slices. Very well. After that, we are texturing each layer with a pin tool. A needle will do fine as well. And just texture. It's probably the most boring part of this cake sculpting. I officially dislike doing this. I very much don't like texturing cakes. I find that very boring, and it's always the same gesture. It's not really fun. So there, I said it. I don't like texturing cake. Oh, the drama. So yeah, texture, a bit more, and a bit more pin here, and a bit more there, until you're happy. And now we are going to decorate with the icing we did first. You are pulling out a string of clay from the little mixture, and very gently apply it to the cake. It's much easier if you tilt the whole cake while doing it like this here. And very gently put it on the cake. It's not really difficult, but you just need to get the hang of it. So best would be to practice a bit before, or you could also pre-bake the cake before adding the icing. That way, if you mess up, you just wipe it clean and start all over again. So yeah, do it all around until it's done. We are almost ready, my friends, we are almost ready. Of course, you would have to texture the slices of cake, but it's the same on the inside, and you can also add a little bit of icing on them, so yeah. Oh, I don't say anything now, right? Nice. That silence. Aha, last string of clay. And now we are doing the drum roll, dum 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 dum, rose. So for the rose, you're going to need a thin sheet of clay. Red is good. And then you just punch out at least 10 circles of clay, and then you push them down, you flatten them with your finger, and then you take one first and you roll it into a very tiny cylinder, and then you add the petals one by one, and you just push them away from the center so it looks like a tiny rose. It's not too difficult, but it's a bit fiddly as it's small. But maybe just because my fingers are so big. Who knows, who knows. And you just cut out the excess of clay, and then you place the rose on top of the cake, and you are done. I hope you like this new format, longer with my voice and less fast than usual. And if not, just let me know, and thank you so much for watching.